You're listening to the Akinfemi Onadele Show, where we believe in today's fast-paced world, investing in your overall well-being is the most important decision you can make. Join us alongside a variety of guests as we discuss topics empowering you to become the best version of yourself. Enjoy.
Let's be honest, parenting is expensive and many parents struggle to find the time and resources to provide enriching experiences for their kids. But what if there was a way to earn extra cash passively, allowing you to focus on what truly matters, your family's well-being? Becoming a short-let owner with Homely is a fantastic opportunity to generate passive income. By opening your homes, apartments to short-term guests on holidays, you can earn additional money effortlessly while helping other families enjoy a comfortable, homely environment. It's a perfect way to support your financial goals without sacrificing your time and energy. Imagine the possibilities: more funds for family vacations, extracurricular activities, or simply more freedom to enjoy life's little luxuries. Plus, you'll be part of a community that values well-being and shared experiences. Discover how much your home is worth and start earning passive income today at bookhomely.com. That's at bookhomely, one word, .com.
We had the second phase, which was the lockdown. And that lockdown, for me, it was a time I was just coming out of that experience, and I just felt like, well, thank God I didn't die. Thank God I made it back to Nigeria. Thank God my family is safe. Thank God everybody is safe. We are all here. Thank God we have, money to buy food, and we can, be fine, and everybody's safe here. My parents are safe. My siblings are safe. Everybody is safe. Everybody is healthy. Don't know what's happening in the world. It's like the world is going crazy. Maybe this is the end of the world as we know it. We don't know what's happening. It seems like I had COVID, but I'm not sure.
How did you feel when you had COVID? Can you even remember?
At that point,
can you forget?
At that point, I wasn't sure I had COVID. I just
thought you had a bug.
I came back from the UK, and I was really sick, and I was just lucky to be able to get back to Nigeria. And getting back to Nigeria, I just had to be quarantined. You get so, and then during the quarantine period, I was taking all the remedies and all that, because a lot of news flying around, like, in the internet age, take this, take that, take this, take that, and even at that time, I was quarantined inside my house.
Right.
And I didn't want to be quarantined somewhere else, like inside my house with my family, not somewhere else where I can be even more susceptible to dangers and things like that. So I didn't have access to a doctor to come and all those things. And then that was the lockdown period we entered into. So during that lockdown period, just that feeling of gratitude spurred me into daily workouts. And then my trainer created a group for us. So myself and my wife were in the group. And so in the group, he posted workouts for us every morning. And I was doing the workouts and posting it on my feed, my WhatsApp. Those of them that on my WhatsApp, they saw.
Wow.
I was able to inspire some people to work out during that time too. And it was like people were doing the challenge. Like I just do the challenge that.
Can I just ask you straight up? Because you just jumped straight into physical, which is the next one. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give yourself in physical?
I'm like 8.
8. Shout out to you. How's your gym? I know you came here after the gym a couple weeks ago to record a podcast.
Yeah.
How's that coming out? How's your new?
Yeah. So when you mentioned how do I keep the mental balance,
I'll still explain what physical well-being is, but it's not just working out.
Okay.
But I'll still explain it. Okay, carry on.
But being active is a big part of how
it is
how I stay physically balanced and be able to deal with things, because there's just a release of good feeling,
very, very key,
as well as a rewarding feeling of being able to discipline your body, and put your body under some pain, and and you feel like your mind conquered your body. It's
one of my top 3 forms of self-mastery, physical fitness.
Yeah,
it's not books for me. I mean, books is, I don't know, I'm sure working out is one of my top 3 forms of self-mastery. That one, without a doubt. I don't know if it's 1, 2, or 3, but it's up there. It's up there.
I would.
Physical transformation.
I can attest to that because you guys have spoken some things now. Those things you've spoken, I see them more as prophetic words of words of admiration that I really appreciate. But truth be told, it all started for me from just a step. So just a step, just do a step, and it's still just a step, and that just a step that can turn into a habit and might become a habit over a period of years.
Right.
But it's just a step. So just a step of run 1K, just run 1K, run 1K once a week, run 1K twice a week, try and run 1K every day. Then I can run 1K and it's so easy. And then I want to run 2K, 3K, 5K, 10K every day. Then I'm running and I feel like I'm a runner, so I want to push myself. So I try and push my time, run faster, find other people that run and compare myself to them and get inspired by them and push myself more and all that till I ran a marathon and I was able to complete the Lagos Marathon.
Nice.
And just prove to myself that I can do it. And I did it, and it just made me more confident in myself to believe that I can do anything. And even when I try things and they don't work out, but I love to try. So, yeah.
And for me, that's exactly what I'm talking about. So now let me go back to the timeline. You came back, you were sick, you didn't know what you had. And then how your mental well-being, sort of the journey from then till now.
Well, that time during the COVID period, I told you I've run a marathon before COVID. I've started a business before COVID. That the business had survived multiple years, and I've been able to.
Which business is this?
So I run a company called Nimbus Media.
All right.
Which we founded in 2011. It's a digital out-of-home advertising company, an out-of-home advertising agency in Nigeria.
Gotcha.
And we are presently the number one destination advertising company in Nigeria.
Number one destination advertising, yo.
Yes.
Shout out to Nimbus, man. Like the cloud, right?
You understand? Nimbus the cloud. So, www.nimbus.com.ng.
Let me ask you a question. Okay, www.nimbus.com.ng. We'll repeat it again for those who are interested in connecting with Wale.
Yes, and out-of-home advertising.
What questions do you are you asked the most about your work with Nimbus? If you think about it.
Oh, okay. So what we do is we empower businesses to be able to, communicate their value proposition to a bigger audience out of home. So, and we pride ourselves in trying to give.
I like the way you said that. Help them communicate their value proposition to a bigger audience.
Yes.
Can you tell some of us, our listeners who don't know what value proposition means, what that is, please?
They don't know what value proposition is. What's your product? What are you selling?
Sorry, can I have one, please? No, go and bring another one, please.
What are you selling? That's the what you're selling is your value proposition. What you have to offer to the customer. That's your value proposition.
Okay.
Yeah, so we help.
I like to see it as also the promise that you say you're going to keep to the customer over and over again. The one promise that you cannot break. Like
MTN everywhere you go.
Like MTN everywhere you go.
And I'm proud to have MTN as a customer and a partner for a few years. So
there you go. So now you see, this is why the conversation, the plot thickens, as it's said in literature. Why it's super interesting. You have all these things going on. In between, still running marathons. Father of two, Nimbus, of which you also mentioned LVM, which is probably another company you're starting.
Yeah, that's the company we started at CC Hub.
We just want to, sort of not necessarily look at you like Superman. Just see how your experience of it.
I'm definitely not Superman. At least this one as well.
No, the way it is, some people, there are going to be areas where you're more Superman than others, and it's cool.
I'm happy he's here. Maybe he can give me some perspective about myself. That.
Tell it. How did you? What was your experience of Wale during the lockdown? all the phases.
Don't put me on the spot.
It's not you on the spot. It's you just giving.
Okay, let's not put him on the spot. That's the last thing I want to do.
Okay, all right. So what? Let me ask you a question here before we jump to physical. Put more of a spotlight on physical. Right. We have a guest in the studio. Valentine, what's up? How you doing, man? Valentine, Wale, Valentine. Right? Don't worry, we'll be with you soon. But let's come to this. What would you, if you were to describe a lifestyle that you love, what would that look like?
Okay, so I'm already building a lifestyle that I love, and I think that has always been my driving force in life. As long as I can remember, I've been inspired by so many figures in popular history and in ancient history to just, try and do something that I'll be proud of. Do something that my parents will be proud of, because my parents are a big part of my life, and I want them to be proud of me. That was one of my big inspirations as a youngster, just to make my parents proud of me. Regardless of money, there's a certain level of satisfaction that you get from actually achieving something that you decided to do, making it happen. And you have to just you have to be able to look for that, search for that satisfaction in that, and not just connect your...
That it sounds like a very intrinsic format.
Yeah, well,
finding the satisfaction in what you're doing. Maybe it's a split, but I'm just listening to you, and it just feels like this is what the psychologists define as intrinsic motivation. Finding a satisfaction in knowing that you're on the journey, knowing that you know what you want, and just every day taking a step towards it. And the satisfaction is not having the final outcome, but really what is final outcome, because everything moves. What was the final outcome last year? Is not the final outcome this year.
As you speak, it's just connecting to your question, which is define a lifestyle that you love. So a lifestyle that I love has to do with me in pursuit of something.
As a very masculine that you is.
And I don't see it necessarily.
When's your birthday again, my G? You put that down here.
30th of August.
Pure Virgo energy in the room, ladies and gentlemen. Pure. So we just started Virgo season a couple days ago. August 22.
So I've been...
So you guys are the king of routines and habits and organized planning.
Really?
Yeah, you're a Virgo.
So I've been at in Florence on the sundial, and very close to my birthday, standing on the Virgo symbol of the sundial at Florence. So that was Florence. Yeah, that was a
What does that sound like? A nice poem. I'm
me.
going to write a poem on that, some bougie shit.
That was a spiritual
The
experience.
sundial.
You know when you're walking around
Florence, Italy, correct? For those of us who are not familiar.
walking around
Bellissima.
and you just get the energy is just infusing you, and it seems like the city is just taking you.
Grazie.
Yeah. Ciao bella.
Ciao, bella.
Prontissimo, sir.
Oh, la la.
And then there's the filthy words, the cazzo.
You know what? I'm so like this Italian just put an idea or question in my head. How much does your football club affect your mental well-being?
So
ladies and gentlemen, in case you didn't know already, if you want to figure it out, we have two co-hosts of the Bounce Republic podcast here in the studio.
Shout out lovefootball.ng.
And in the episode that we just recorded, my co-host, two of my friends just found out something about me, that I picked my football clubs according to my well-being.
Oh, I see.
So this
Mental
is a Chelsea
and
fan.
emotional well-being.
Do you understand? I used to be an Arsenal fan. I think that tells the story. So,
Oh, bro.
right. So I'm a Chelsea. I was Man U then Chelsea, and I said something about Man U because we were Man U for a time together. And I said I'll tell you one thing. Man U did well by my health. I was very happy, and I could still have continued the journey with them. I just saw a bigger fish. The potential of a bigger fish
I see.
to even maximize my well-being, and I went with that whale.
You are not alone. You are in a majority.
And yes, he hit me with some love football statistics. Guys, check out love. Okay, yeah, Teller is here. Tele is even more of the let Tele get his flowers too. God forbid COVID do not take it from us. We keep giving you your flowers till you die.
Amen.
So you have a fucking God in my
Amen.
The Love Football page is one of the most entertaining pages in football on the gram.
Thank you.
Best quality.
Thank you.
Jokes, people running. I know you're behind that, so shout out to your team.
Yeah, thank you very
Right,
much.
but yeah, football wise, how much was Man U? Both are you Man U as well, my G?
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay,
Oh my
Man U all the way, Man U till you die, to the bone grizzle.
GGMU, glory, man.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
But funny enough, I started a Man U fan, but we'll get to that another day. But yeah,
I'm good. I'm sorry. I consider you vermin.
you call me vermin.
Yes.
You'll be surprised. You study biology? Biology is my favorite subject. You surprised? Look, are dinosaurs still here? Are they?
So, but the vermin
they're
are still here.
It's evolution, baby.
Take that. That was a strong one.
That was a
It's
proper
evolution,
comeback.
baby.
Yeah, it's a solid one. I can't even complain. I will come back at you. Yeah, but I have a very strong affiliation to Manchester United. I've spent my money, my time. I love the club. I love the history of the club. I love the story of the club. Human beings, we actually fall in love with stories. And the story of Manchester United is right up my alley. I'm affiliated with that story. I've had lovely times supporting Manchester United. Manchester United has connected me with amazing people. I'm in this shit till the wheels fall off, man.
Well done, man.
Yeah.
Well done. So good for well-being, mental.
There have been bad times, but those bad times they also, life is, you don't get it your way all the
They
time.
came from Netherlands, Abi. And they came after Papa Fergie chilled. I remember a couple of very funny guys from the Everton side,
you can't
Netherlands.
You can't win them all. You can't win them all. And
Some annoying Pogba plays. High anticipation from Juventus coming, and it's like, what the hell is this?
but in a whole,
Southampton always being your daddy.
it's been a lovely.
Southampton was our bogey team for a bit.
Still,
No,
bro, they
but
couldn't beat Southampton.
We've taken them.
4-1.
We've taken them to the cleaners last season.
Nine goals to
9-0.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
So
Okay.
Southampton don't even have. They
That was
shouldn't.
right. That was right after our Tottenham loss. Right.
They shouldn't.
How you
utter
guys feeling this
anything.
season? How you guys feeling this season? Number one?
This season, I was very optimistic until our last match where we drew 1-1 against Southampton. I felt like that was a game that Manchester United needed to win, hands down, to signal intent, right? These are the kinds of games that Manchester City would grind out wins from. You don't go losing to Manchester City and expect to win the Premier League title. You don't go losing to Southampton and expect to win the Premier League title at the end of the season. So really, I was full of anticipation up until that point. But now reality has dawned on me. I don't think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the man to deliver a Premier League trophy.
You
to
are a
Manchester
pendulum.
United.
You swing from left to right like a pendulum. So
Are you a rock?
on Ole, I'm a rock.
Okay.
Yes.
It's good to know that.
Well said.
It's well said. Well said, actually. I double that. I double you on that. Well said. Okay. You know what? We've done mental. So let's take a break. We'll come back to physical.
All right, man.
I've got a question for you, my dear listener. And the question is, what are your gifts of COVID? What blessings came into your life as a result of COVID? We want to hear from you. So use the hashtag TAOS gifts of COVID. That is hashtag TAOS gifts of COVID to send us a message in our comments. We look forward to hearing from you. And thank you so much. It really means the world to us that you tapped in with us today. Thank you for liking, for sharing, and for subscribing. You are truly an everyday hero that's helping us to push the message of well-being out there. And until next time, peace and life's richest blessings.
Thanks for listening to the Akinfemi Onadele Show. Check out www.akinfemionadele.com for more info, articles, and ideas about how to boost your well-being.